Tyrann, this is Therese Paler with Yahoo Sports. Go ahead, Therese.
Hey Tyron, how you
Hey,
doing, man?
doing good.
Hey, question for you. As one of the best chess pieces in the defensive backfield in football, you're somebody that helps flip the numbers for the Chiefs. Another position that, especially on offense, where where a player like you can really help as a chess piece is tight end. My question for you is, this game obviously has a couple chess pieces at tight end and Kelsey and Gronk. When a tight end is elite, how does that affect what teams do on defense?
I mean, it affects you a lot. I think as a defense, you want to protect inside out. Right? You want quarterbacks to throw 9 balls the whole game. Those balls aren't, really completed that often. I think anytime you have anybody that's in the middle of the field, it always puts stress on a defense, especially when these guys can work in man-to-man coverage on safeties and linebackers in mismatch situations. And, a lot of some of these guys, I should say, they're really good when you try to put zones around them. They know exactly where to go and not to run into the next defender. But I think anytime you look at defense or you think of any defense, you try your best to protect inside out. And anytime you have a guy like Gronk and Kelsey, in the middle of the field, it always puts some stress on you.
Next up is Nate Davis from USA Today. Nate.
Hey, Tyron, a similar question, but I'll go ahead and ask it. I was asking some of Tom Brady's teammates, what makes him special outside the numbers and the rings and the stuff you can see in the box score? I believe you've prepared for him with all 3 teams you played with. So what is it about him just that, maybe the average fan can't see that makes him so hard to deal with as a defender?
Yeah, I mean, I think most people, may look at him and say to themselves that, he's not, this great athlete at quarterback, but I think one of the things that separate him is really his competitive edge. You can look him in his eye, he has fire in his eye. Like I just mentioned, he always feels like he has a chance to kind of win the game for his team. And so you talk about that poise and keeping you calm and keeping you cool. I'd probably say he's one of the best, at really, holding that in and, letting it go at the right time. So like I said, man, we got to be ready to play 4 quarters with Tom Brady, even beyond. Like I said, that competitive edge, that drive that he has to still be great. 20 years later, multiple Super Bowls later, I'd probably say he's different than any other athlete, I've seen. Most guys win and they get comfortable. Most guys win and they showboat. Tom Brady seems to win and then go back to work. So, that's a good thing about him.
Next question is a follow-up from Bob Fesco. Go ahead, Bob.
Ty, you've had 2 years now with Andy. What's kind of been the most impactful thing you've learned from him or have taken away from him as a head coach?
I mean, Coach Reid, I'll probably say this, man. He has a way of maximizing, the time. And, whether it's practice, whether it's in meetings, just the structure he's built, the culture he's built here, we're always working on something. We're always trying to find a way to get better. We're always trying to create an edge for ourselves. And, Coach Reid is spearheading this thing, man. He's the leader of it all. And to see him, show up each and every day, with work on his mind, as a player, you want to follow suit. You want to listen to that guy. You want to play for that guy.
The next question is Rick Stroud from Tampa Bay. Rick, go ahead.
Hey, Tyron, I know the goal is to win your 2nd Super Bowl, obviously, but for what he means to you, when you look across the sideline next Sunday and see Bruce Arians, how happy are you for him to be a head coach in this game?
I'm so happy. Like I said, man, he's one of the first guys to really believe in me, man, to really put his arm around me. Him and his wife both, the encouraging words that they always gave to me. And not just Coach, Arians, Nick Rapone, Kevin Ross, Ty Bowles. Like, I probably see those 4 men really, that's where my start in the NFL came from. Those guys were my teachers. Those guys were the guys that were encouraging me to not only be a great football player, but to be a great person off the field. So, you know, it's going to be a weird feeling, man, going up against them. You know, I look at all those guys like fathers and, you know, uncles in a sense. So, but they know me. So they know I'm going to be all out, you know, trying to win the game. But it's going to be fun playing against them. I think that moment, you know, will be something I'll never forget.
We're going to go to Brazil and Danilo Lacalle. Go ahead.
Hi, Tyrann. How are you doing? Danilo from Brazil.
Good.
Well, Patrick is your second. Sorry. You face a great quarterbacks during the season, but what is it like to play Tom Brady in a Super Bowl? Do you have to pay more attention than usual, and does that give you more extra motivation?
I mean, you know, this is the biggest game, you know, of our lives, and we're playing against one of the best quarterbacks of our lives. So the pressure's on, man. Obviously, it's going to be a great challenge for us. You know, I can't speak highly enough of Tom Brady and, you know, all the great things that he's accomplished and done in his career. You know, just to see him feeling young again, looking young again. You know, I know we're in for a full quarter game, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be a big one, but we'll be ready for it.